It's like, it's finding challenges. It's finding things that can help you wake up every day and want to wake up every day, right? I mean, that at the end of the day, I kind of joke, but I'm serious. Look, I don't like running. I don't get up and I don't start every run with the biggest smile on my face, especially if it's early in the morning and we're here in Delaware, it's cold as shit. Like, it's not enjoyable sometimes, but when you accomplish it and you got it done, it's always that feeling of after. I know, again, what I tell my wife, she's like, you like running. I'm like, actually, I hate it. But what I love is that high after, where then I'm like, all right, I can do anything the rest of the day. You can't, when I was in corporate America, you can't give me an assignment that I'm now worried about accomplishing because I just ran 6 miles. Nothing you ask me is going to be more difficult than what I did before I got to this office. You know what I mean? So in that aspect, I'm now more pumped to seize my day because I already did the most difficult thing of my day, and that's out of the way. Kids are crying, wife is upset about something, we don't have dinner plans yet. That's all going to be easier. Like, that'll figure itself out. I just did the toughest thing at 6 a.m. or earlier today. Nothing you throw at me is now going to, sway me.
Rattle you. And that's not even, you're healthier. You probably have more energy. Maybe you're sleeping, but like there's all these other things that also come with that kind of mental benefit you get from it. So I mean, I totally agree. And I think for me, like the connection for me has been, I said the word before, objective. Philosophically, like I'm constantly seeking for like objective answers and objective truths in the world, and it's really hard. We live in a subjective world. It's really hard to do that. But what I find is really useful about physical activity and physical fitness is it's super objective. If you say I'm going to run every day at this time, or I'm going to run 5 miles today, or I'm going to do X amount of push-ups, or whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is. It's so easy when it's another task to lie to ourselves, right? Like I'm going to start a business. All right, well, today I looked around online and saw where the opportunity might be, right? Or I got the website, domain name, whatever. We can convince ourselves like, yeah, I'm making progress. I'm achieving it. When it comes to physical activity, did you hit 5 miles or did you not?
Right.
Did you do the 100 push-ups or did you not? It forces our minds to accept this idea that like, shit, like I quit today. I didn't make it to 5 miles. And I think that's a really important thing for people to acknowledge to themselves of how easy it is and how comforting it is to quit. Because we do it all the time and we're not honest with ourselves about it. When it comes to physical activity, you have to be honest with yourselves. And I think that gives us a level of humility and ultimately motivation that allows us to do all the things you're saying. And I think that's kind of a counterintuitive thing. People think like, well, that sounds shitty. I don't want to know that I'm like quit that easily, but I think we have to know that. That's just human nature. We tend towards comfort and quitting, and this forces you out of that. Is that kind of what you found as well?
100%. And it's funny. I always say too, to that point, right? In my book, I talk about this, like if I ask you who your best friend is, a lot of times people try to think and they name someone, but it's like the answer to that question is really yourself. Who do you talk to more than anyone else in the world? I don't care who you are. And we joke, I know about, it's not a joke, but I mean, you talk about mental health, but I don't care who you are. You talk to yourself. You might not do it out loud. You talk. You are your own best friend. You are your own favorite person. You are there's not a moment in my day I'm not talking to myself in my mind. Or I'm not gonna lie, if I'm in my office alone, I might say it out loud, right? So you're always negotiating with yourself. And to what you're saying, like, I'm like, okay, like I can't preach to our customers, to our fan base, to our loyal supporters, one thing. And then again, I have to hold myself accountable for that, right? So I'm like, all right, I can't not do this today. Or, okay, but I might have to stop today at 3. I don't have the time. I'll give you a perfect example. My daughter had a game in New York City. I had to leave our house at 6. It was tough to get up at 5. I had to get the little one ready. She had to come with us. So I made a deal with myself. I said, I have 20 minutes. I can knock out 2 miles today. I can get that. And that at least gets a little sweat and gets me going, right? I'm not happy. I don't want to just do 2 miles. But I said, that'll at least, I did something today. I got my blood boiling, blood going, and I'm doing something. But what I told myself was, okay, Sunday I'll have more time. I'll just double up on Sunday. I'll make sure I get 4 to 6 miles in on Sunday, right? So it's just, again, it's that negotiation with yourself. Not every day is going to be the best. Not every day you're going to perform your best. Not every day you're going to have time to do certain things, right? Again, life happens. Anyone that tells you that if I told you I got up, and I tell this to all of our audience, if I told you I got up every morning and ran at 6 in the morning, I'd be lying to you. If it's a weekend and I have nothing planned, I'm running at 10 a.m. but I'm doing it.
That's
You know what
okay.
I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you're on it. And I think that happiness for everyone is going to be different. It's going to look different for even the same thing's not going to make you happy every day. You know what I mean? So 100%.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Everything you're saying, it really jives with our mantra as well.
All right. So let's flip it then. Let's challenge ourselves a little bit because I think we are very much on the same page. You mentioned the word happiness a few times. You mentioned the story before about your daughter, which I agree with in many ways, by the way, of the idea of sports, physical activity. It helps ground kids and kind of keep them away from some of the things that might be trouble. But somebody could say, like, there's a burden that comes with all this need to have to stick to the physical fitness, even if you are doing 10 a.m. versus 6 a.m., that push to go to basketball practice rather than hanging out with your friends. Somebody might, again, philosophically say, you're missing it though, Terry. You're missing it, Hami. That's not what life's about. Physical fitness, it's important. Exercise is important. But if you're sacrificing your own happiness in some way, if you're not experiencing all the amazing things of life, like spending time with your friends, because it has to come down to physical fitness first, maybe that's not the right way. Maybe it puts a stress
So,
on
so
you.
I, so I, so I disagree with that. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think,
please,
I
please.
think, I think greatness comes with, I think greatness, we all should want to achieve some kind of greatness in our lives, right? So I'll give you a perfect example.